our plane dropped us at 300 feet. That's low to the ground. Most of them are 5, 6, 7, 800 feet, but none much more than that, because when you're coming down, they're firing at you, trying to get you coming out of the door and all that stuff. What happened in my plane, we came back over St. Mary and we started dropping our guys. Apparently, and I didn't realize it, I remember it was slow getting them out, but he couldn't get us all out in time. Instead of going back to England, which some of them did, a couple of them, but they got chewed out for it because they had 2 or 3 guys left in the plane. Those guys wanted to jump. But this guy, most of them were good pilots. They'd been through it before. He went back out over Omaha and turned around and came back. And when I came out, I landed right outside of St. Mary, and I wasn't with any of my guys for a while. The first ones I met were guys that were starting to drop the 82nd Airborne. And so when I hit the ground, there was a hedgerow nearby, and no sooner I hit the ground, I started to stand up. I remember an equipment bundle, and they were white, as I recall, because you could identify them quicker. Our chutes were camouflage chutes, of course, was undulating through the air, swinging, and apparently struck me, because I remember something, and then it probably knocked me out. And when I woke up, I was kind of confused. Then I was challenged in the dark. Now, it wasn't always dark. There's just shells went off and planes were crashing. Things would light up. It's like the 4th of July. But at this particular moment, this guy was in the dark, and he challenged me with his cricket. Well, I was stunned, and I'm trying to look for my cricket. I can't find it. But then we had, verbally, we would give a message to him that would identify me, but I couldn't remember that. And the reason for it was I'd been hit in the head. So I started to yell, I went to Cheltenham High School. My girlfriend had red hair. I was on the wrestling team, this and that. And then the guy said, you dumb SOB. He said, I almost shot you. He said, because that we were told if you didn't respond, you'd get shot. So he said, you better stick with me. Well, he was with the 82nd Airborne. So I hung out with those guys for a while. Their guys are still dropping into St. Mary. There were cases where you could see them being sucked into a couple of buildings were on fire and they'd been gutted out, but there's all fire inside being sucked right into the fire. Yeah, I remember that. And a few other 101st guys eventually joined us, and that's when we finally decided. One of the guys, he was sergeant, I guess, he said, hey guys, there's no sense in hanging out with 82nd because they have a separate mission. Our mission is to go out to Utah Beach and knock out any big guns out there that are zeroing in on the incoming roads. There were 2 roads that came off of Utah, I think, and 2 off Omaha. And in between, the land was all inundated. It's all flooded. So they wouldn't come off the beach and go into the water. They'd come out these roads. So the roads are all zeroed in by the big guns and stuff. Well, fortunately, by the time we get out there, those guns have been knocked out actually the night before by the 8th Air Force. They did a good job on them. It took a while. I don't think I was with my guys until very late in the day, any of the guys I knew. We were all so spread out all over the place. It was absolute chaos. And the 4th Division, by that time, was coming in. My cousin was a platoon leader in the 4th, and we passed each other on that road coming in, but we didn't know each other. I mean, everybody looked alike, except we had boots, and they paratrooper boots, and they had something else. But we all infantry, we're just, one's airborne, one comes in on the beaches. We both do the same thing. We get on the ground. There were firefights. Firefights came out of Vietnam, but we didn't call them firefights then. But little. I mean, there were bullets flying all over the place. We didn't worry about that. What we worried about was the big stuff. Mortar rounds was the worst thing that we ever encountered, because they were always dropping mortars on us.